Supposed to get some bad storms, it sounds like. Look at that. How dark that is. That's a life update, and we'll see if we get any storms tonight. Morning, everybody. So I am getting ready to head out the door here shortly. I just finished doing some school with Aspen. I helped him with his math and science this morning because those are usually the two classes he needs help with. I'm trying to open some windows in here. I helped him with math and science this morning. I am getting ready to head out the door because I'm going to shop for some flowers with a couple of the ladies from church. We're going to plant some flowers outside the church. I think this week, well, probably not today because we're supposed to get some bad storms, it sounds like. Possibly. We're on this like tipping point where we could or we might not. So we'll see. Anyway, that's what's going on this morning. I am in the final weeks of school and I have a huge paper that I have to work on today when I get back. But I made him a commitment to help with this. So I'm going to go do that. I've got a few minutes left. I've already thrown in some laundry this morning. But I'd like to get another load of laundry in down here. I did laundry upstairs because if you didn't know, we have two laundry rooms. So, well, a bathroom with a laundry in it and then an actual laundry room. But we have 2 washers and dryers, so which is nice with how big our family is. Anyway, I'm going to go try to get a load of white started down here. Did a load of lights upstairs. And then I'm going to try to get my bed made before I have to leave. But I got to leave here in like the next 10 minutes.
Sometimes what you want ain't what you need. Sometimes letting go can make your heart bleed. Sometimes the road ahead seems dark as night. Have some faith in yourself, that's the guiding light. You should know that when your dreams have hit the ceiling and fallen back down on the ground, let me tell you, I know the feeling. I used to live in that town.
I was trying to pull my hair out from under my glasses. Anyway, we've been home for some time now. Well, I'm sorry, I've been home for some time now. Ireland is actually off doing Swan Lake rehearsal. Braxen had to work. Matt took them in. And Zane and Aspen went with, but we're not supposed to be getting any severe weather until later, but I gotta show you. Look at this. Look at that sky. These clouds are moving pretty fast. And it is windy, humid. There's a bit of shelving up on the clouds over there. I don't know if you can see it as well on the camera, but there's like shelving right there. So just gotta keep an eye on it. It is it could be pretty nasty. Those clouds right there. I don't know what's going on behind me. Yeah, this is what I was seeing from my bedroom window. Look at that. Look how dark that is. It's that time of year. Storm season's about to begin. So, I am currently working on an ethno profile. So basically, it's just a big paper on everything to know about one particular culture. And so I picked the Cornish people of Cornwall, England. And I decided to research them to research them, because I've already done research on Cornwall with my books. And if you didn't know, I'm a writer. I've actually had 4 books published. They are not currently available. They actually won't be available for some time. I got the rights back to my books from my publisher. My publisher is no longer publishing books anymore. And so I was able to retain the rights of my book. They retired the rights to my books back. And so now here I am with these stories, and I decided, you know what, it was kind of a blessing. I've been wanting to rework them. If you didn't know, I originally wrote romance novels, but I'd actually like to rework them and make them more available to a wider audience. So part of deciding to do my ethno-profile paper in my anthropology class on the Cornish people was to just give myself some more background into the Cornish culture. So that is what I'm currently working on, and I did an outline. I did an outline here, and I've got more here. And so I did that basic outline, handwritten. I actually have to turn this outline in, so I'm gonna have to type it all up. But I've got the basic outline done. And then I'm doing it just like I would write a book. So I don't know how long it's gonna be. It needs to be at least 8 pages, so I hope she doesn't get this like humongous anyway. I'm trying to control myself here. Anyway, but what I'm doing is just what I would do with my books. And so I put this heading world location, and then I wrote in stuff that I found about where they're at underneath. So this is like part 2 of, I've already done part 1, the introduction, and I had like 4 parts to it. A, B, C, D, and it has like purpose of the project, my reason for choosing the Cornish people of Cornwall, what makes them distinct, and then my thesis statement. So I have completed the first 2 pieces, A and B, on the introduction. I have not finished C and D, and I think the thesis will probably come at the end for me, because I'll be able to kind of wrap up all this information and put it in here. So now I'm working on part number 2, which is the physical environment. So then I had 4 parts here. I've got A, B, C, D, world location, seasons, flora and fauna. What type of ecosystem do they have? So that's what I'm working on. I have so far answered their world location, and then I answered, what is that? Oh, the seasons. So I had this chunk on their seasons. Now I've got flora and fauna. So I finished all the flora. I could have gone on forever. There was a lot of information in there, but I picked some of the parts that stood out to me the most. That's what I'm doing with it. And as I'm going, I'm putting, like in here, I want to put a picture at the end, and I've saved a file of these pictures. And I hope I can find them again. I think I can. I have them all saved under ethno profile, this like heading under there. So I've highlighted where I want to add these in the end of my thing, and I'll probably say like see page whatever, so that people can reference it at the end. And so I have each mark for like the bibliography where they can find my source material for this. So I just have like the number 6 there, number 7, whatnot. And then she said to highlight it so it's easy to find. So I don't know, I guess I'm just going to highlight it in yellow or something. But right now I'm currently working on the fauna. I did all the flora, now I'm going to do the fauna, and I found out that there, and this could be good writing material. There, I'm going to try to not mix up 2 thoughts at one time. There's a lot of really interesting stuff, but one of the things I picked was, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, the Cornish Cho or Cornish Co, but it's a type of crow. this is what I do when I'm writing. I get really involved into the research aspect of my writing. So, because I've never been to Cornwall. And so when I started writing these books and I decided that's where they were going to go, I had to research a ton of stuff. Like I wanted to reference a tree at one point in time. And I was like, well, do they even have those kind of trees? And so I had to look up what kind of trees they had in Cornwall and if this one would make sense. And they did. So I'm worried that I'm going to get like caught up. I'm only on part 2 out of part 2 out of 11. Now, some of it's already done. Like the bibliography page is a work in progress. I'm actually doing that right now. The other info, which is a piece on here, is going to be like all those pictures that I'm adding in or things like that. I've already finished the math page. I have my introduction written out. And I know what recipe I'm going to go with. So there's a whole page that just needs to be on a recipe. And I'm going to take the Cornish pasty, of course, because, and I don't know. I'll either do the Cornish pasty, which is like a nationally protected food, or I'm going to do stargazy pie. I haven't decided, but I think the pasty is really the way to go because it's such a Cornish thing. So anyway, yes, that is what I'm doing right now. I'm working on an ethno profile. This is like my final for this anthropology class. And it's interesting, but it's scary and daunting because this assignment is worth 150 points of my grade. So it is a huge chunk of my grade. And if I don't do well on it, it could really, right now I'm holding a B+ in the class. She does have 40 points of extra credit available. So I'm going to go ahead and do that once I get this finished. But 150 points is a big chunk. It could really take my grade to a different level than I want it to be. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just looking at it realistically. I really need to do a good job. It's due in 2 days. I know, right? But I do write fast. Once I get the research part done, putting it all together, I'm actually pre-working most of it right here in this research part. So I'll be able to go in and put the fluff in and all that and make it look and sound pretty after I do this. So this is really the hardest part right here. But that's how my writing process is. So if you've ever been curious, and I know, every writer has their own writing process, but this is mine. This is my writing process. I do a lot of research footwork first. And then I put together all the frills and stuff at the end. So I outline, I research, and then I frill it up. I guess that's my thought. So anyway, I'm going to get back to this because I know I'm putting it off and I really want to I'd like to get to the halfway point. I do have a late ticket that I can use. So she gave us these late coupons at the beginning of the semester. I've not used any of mine, and it will give me an extra week to work on this if I need it. I don't want to have to use that, but I will if I need to. So that's kind of where I'm at. I have a lot coming up here. We have Ireland's Swan Lake performance. Braxen's birthday's coming up, but Braxen's birthday will be after my semester's over, so I wouldn't have to stress as much about that stuff. My semester is very much coming to its close, and then I am taking a summer break. I really need it. I need time to just refocus and work on my house. So now life updates. This is where we're at. I've been doing a lot of volunteering in our parish. We have a big need of volunteers in this area. And so I've been doing that, plus trying to keep up with our homeschool group and finishing up our homeschool year. The kids are actually moving into their next grade levels while they're still in this grade level. So Ireland's already starting to do some of her 11th grade work. Zane is getting ready to go into some of his 12th grade work, and they haven't even finished up. He hasn't finished up his 11th grade year, and she hasn't finished up her 10th grade year. Aspen's in 3 of his 6th grade classes, so they're doing really, really well school-wise. So yeah, we're just trying to finish up our year, and wherever we will pause for 2 months. We usually take 2 months off in the summer, and then we take a month off in the winter. But we'll pause. I'll pause their schooling, and then, I mean, we'll still do some stuff, like we'll do fun activities, you know, we'll do reading and things like that over the summer, some adventures that are educational, that kind of stuff, but we're not going to do any of the main, like, computer school work for them. So yeah, that's a life update, and we'll see if we get any storms tonight. I just had dinner a little bit ago, put the birds to bed, played with them for a little while for the second time today. But I was going to check and see if I could see what the weather is looking like. Oh, tornado watch. So who is that for? Okay, that's not, I don't think that's for us. Let me see. Severe storms are possible this evening. 4 hours ago, tornado watch. Okay, so that looks like it's off to the west of us. The northwest of us, actually. Okay, so that is not for us. So far, I'm not seeing anything even until like 1 a.m. And originally they were saying we were supposed to get storms. Let me see if I can check the hourly. Yeah, it looks like it's just cloudy. Scattered thunderstorms about 2 a.m., but that's only a 35% chance. So I think a lot of this missed us. I don't know what it's supposed to look like, and stayed. I'm trying to see the daily. So we have a 60% chance of PM showers, not tomorrow, the next day, and then some showers again the following day after that. So it looks like we might be in the clear. I don't see any storms at all, so I'll just keep an eye on it. There's a little bit of rain to the south of us, but yeah, it looks like everything stayed north and west of us. So I think we're good. I don't think our storm season's quite kicked off here for us yet. So I'm looking out the window. You can't see what I'm looking at, but anyway, I have been studying the beaches of Cornwall currently. And now I think I'm going to come out of the physical environment, because I just really wanted to touch on that a little bit. And I actually have like 2 pages on their physical environment. So I think I'm going to staple these 2 together. Oh, my mom just sent me something. I'm going to staple these 2 together and then put those in my folder. And then I'm going to get to work on history of the Cornish people. So some of their origins and roots and stuff like that. And oh, I think I forgot to do something though. Did I put in? Yeah, I don't think I put in a reference page for this. So I'm going to do that now. And weird, okay. Beaches. See, now I think I just heard a little bit of thunder, but I really don't see anything. So I think I'm gonna go back here and Cornwall beaches. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. Oops, maybe. This thing's so touchy. I need to put my, oh, stop it. It's giving me emojis. What in the world? Anyway, I need to put my mouse on. I'm like trying to figure out what it's called. I need to put this on. I need to put my mouse on. But I gotta put this in the bibliography page. Habitats of Cornwall. Yeah, so I want beaches. Paste that. Cornish Beach Guide. And I think that should be pretty good. And I have them kind of separated by like what they're on. I need to write down that this is number 9. Okay, good. Physical environment's done. I've got the introduction sort of done. I think I'm gonna put a check mark if it's complete. And I think I'm gonna put check marks by everything that I finished on each of these. There. That way I can mark it off. All right, well, so quiet. So it was so quiet. So far it is quiet for the night. You can see it's dark out. Anyway, I am gonna go work on editing a video because I can't even remember the last time I put one out. So who knows when you finally see this, when it'll be out. I've been so busy with school and stuff. But I'm gonna go out and try to get, I finished editing Zane's birthday video, so I'm going to try to put that out yet tonight if I can, and then maybe work on editing another video. Although I think I have to load some videos onto my tablet, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm at a stopping point. I turned in my late coupon to, coupon? How do you say it? I say coupon. Anyway, I turned in my late coupon to my professor and asked if I could have another week because that's what she gave them to us for, and that'll give me time to finish working on this. I really have struggled, but I think I'm doing all right. I think it'll be okay. I'm putting a lot of work into it. I know I need to utilize some of these words that I haven't even put in yet, so I'm going to try to get some of those in. We'll see. I don't know if she wants us to use them all or some of them, but I know it's to show that like we know what we learned in this class, so we'll see. I'm going to try to find areas to pop those words in after I get the meat of this research done.